Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar this morning on Dynamics 365 Business Central. As the UK's leading Microsoft Cloud partner, we strive to bring you the most relevant information from the most trusted sources. Our partner today, Quantic, will be hosting the webinar. They are a Microsoft Gold partner in all aspects of Dynamics and are part of the Microsoft Dynamics Inner Circle. A quick bit of housekeeping. During the webinar, you are muted, but you can submit questions at any time via the questions box on the right-hand side of the screen. There is a Q&A at the end to answer all of the submitted questions. The webinar recording will be made available to you. And also, if you can please complete the critique form at the end where you can request a call back from one of our specialists at Bytes. I will now hand you over to Sarah Harrison-Gilbert, a Senior Solutions Consultant from Quantic.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, thank you all for joining the webinar today. I'm just going to take you through to the agenda. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to go through an introduction to Quantic, who we are and what services we can provide for yourself. I'm then going to take you through and have a look at Dynamics 365 Business Central, some of the functionality and business components that are available to yourselves. And then we'll take a look into the product, run through a process-based demonstration where you can see all the way through from quote to cash. And then we'll look at a more role-based demonstration which takes on the role of a business owner and how they might utilize the system and run reports and utilize it from that point of view. Okay, so here we are. So Quantic has got 27 years of Microsoft heritage. The business has been around since 1991, but it was actually acquired by Quantic back in 2014. So this is where Quantic has since gone from strength to strength since that acquisition, and we are now the leading Microsoft Dynamics partner, who is moving from ranked 18, as you can see here on the slide, through to the #1 partner in the UK and within the top 1% globally. So as a business, Quantic focuses on implementations which stretch across a large-scale transformation projects right down to smaller, more specific Dynamics functionality implementations. And with our combined Dynamics experience, our entire organisation is designed to produce effective business solutions powered by the Microsoft Dynamics technology stack. Quantic is one of a small number of companies with the capability to implement the full Microsoft suite of applications. And we actually have 325 active clients at the moment with over 1,000 deployments across the full range of Microsoft business applications. Because technology is evolving at a much faster pace than it has ever done before, Quantic ensures that we keep to that pace by investing in training for our people and training in the new tools wherever possible. We also use the tools as a business, so we use Dynamics CRM, for example, we use the full Office suite, Teams, Power BI, and we're continuing to adopt those solutions ourselves so that we can give you a better view of how that would work. Okay, so I'm going to move into what we're going to look at today, which is Microsoft Dynamics 365. Okay, so what is Business Central? So you may already be familiar with the Dynamics brand and its applications. So traditionally, functionality fell into a CRM or ERP space, and now these have been broken down into functional applications supported by what we call the Common Data Service. So this allows you as a business to implement the apps as the functionality is required, and it also then allows you to create a joined up business solution. So as a business, you might be interested to implement Business Central initially, as you can see here, and then at a later date, you might want to introduce D365 for sales, and you can just keep bringing on the applications as the business requires it. This allows you to have quicker deployments and also therefore a faster return on investment. Okay, so where does Business Central come from? So the evolution of the product, you may be familiar with Microsoft Dynamics Nav. And as you can see from the roadmap here, Business Central is the evolution of that product. It was rebranded back in spring 2018 when it became Dynamics 365 Business Central Cloud. And then later that year, in October last year, it became the Dynamics 365 Business Central with both a cloud and on-premise offering. Okay, so a little bit more about Dynamics 365 Business Central and why that's unique. We see it as a unique product because it harnesses the power of one Microsoft. So from the demonstration today, you'll see there's a deep integration between Dynamics 365 and Office 365. We surface familiar tools to yourself, such as Excel and Word, within the context of business processes. And you can actually run Business Central from within Outlook, which we'll show you in the demonstration today. It's also got integration with Power BI and Cortana Intelligence. They're natively embedded within Dynamics 365. It allows you to get predictive insights and prescriptive advice, and then actionable steps using these applications. Businesses can also adapt and innovate in real time using the common data model, and that gives you extensible business applications, including Power Apps, Flow, and embedded Power BI. Microsoft have also introduced something called Microsoft App Source. So business users such as yourselves can easily find and evaluate line of business software as a service applications from Microsoft. A great example of this with Business Central is the late payment prediction extension, which uses a predictive model developed in the Azure Machine Learning Studio to train your data and make suggestions as to when a customer might pay or when they might pay late, and it gives you that payment prediction functionality. It'll help you reduce outstanding receivables, fine-tune your collections, and predict whether sales invoices will be paid on time. Okay, moving across to some of the functionality that's actually available to yourselves within Business Central, I'm just going to give you an overview of those modules before we delve into the demonstration of the product. So within Business Central, we have a full supply chain management solution. So you're able to automate and secure your supply chain. You're able to optimize your stock levels with inbuilt intelligence, avoid loss in sales and reduce shortages, and maximize your profitability. Okay, we have the sales and service module. So we've got native integration with Outlook and D365 for sales, which allows you to capture the life cycle of the client from the very first interaction with the client through to the continued support and service that's provided by your business. Also got a fully integrated financial management suite. So this allows you to connect sales, purchase, inventory, and finance, providing you with an end-to-end view of the business. It has real-time visualizations through dashboards and built-in business intelligence. It's also got a suite of both standard and custom reports that you can custom through integration with Excel. It has a full project management suite within there, so it allows you to budget for your projects, manage those projects, plan for those projects within the business, and then also analyze the details of those projects as you run them through the business. It also allows you to optimize your operations, so you can manage your business operations from forecast through to fulfillment using inbuilt planning tools to plan for purchase or production orders. You've got advanced capabilities to optimize inventory management within the warehouse. And it also has a full assembly management and production management capabilities, allowing you to schedule and optimize manufacturing capacity and resources to improve production schedules and meet customer demands. One of the key things obviously important to yourselves is the ability to adhere to GDPR. So within the product itself, we have inbuilt privacy by design and privacy by default methodologies, which allow you to manage the GDPR compliance. And most importantly, you're able to run your business anywhere on any device. You would be able to run that on your desktop through the web client, or you have an app on any device or your phone, so that you can access your deployment anywhere, wherever you are, take your business on the go. Okay, so I'll now scroll through and show you the demonstration of the product. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to show you is a business process demonstration from quote to cash. So this demonstration will show you how you can shorten the time from quote to cash, and I'll manage that entire process within Outlook. You'll see how Business Central can reduce the time wasted when you're forced to toggle between multiple applications. Instead, users can take immediate action directly from a single screen, sharing information and insights that lead to a better customer experience. So I delve into my demonstration, quote to cash. So the first thing I'd like to do within this demonstration is show you the entry of a sales quote. So you can see here I've received an email, a request for a quote within the solution. Request for a quote on these two products here on the screen. Straight away, if I click on Contact Insights, I'm getting a snapshot of that contact and their related customer information. So this particular contact, Robert, is related to a Datum Corporation, and I get a snapshot of that business from within my Outlook window. I'm able to see any existing cases that there might be with that particular client. I can drill down into ongoing sales invoices, for example, and see existing invoices that we have on the system. And then I can come back and scroll onto here. So before creating the document or the transaction, the user gets really great insight into either the customer or the supplier that they are transacting with before they complete their task. This information is available and enables users to be able to be more productive and make quicker decisions based on their interactions with their client. Okay. So the first thing I want to do now is actually enter the quote. So I don't have to leave the application to do that. I can just simply press Add here, create the sales quote. Now the application will then read the body of the document, body of the email, and make suggestions as to what you want to create on your quote. So the intelligence with the system now suggests that we want to add this particular item and this item, and it's also recognized the description and the quantity. I'm quite happy that that's picked that up correctly, and I can hit OK. And it will fill in those details in the corresponding lines within the sales quote. So if I minimize Outlook now, although that's been created from Outlook, you can now see that the actual quote itself is within Business Central. So I'm able to open up the quote from Business Central and see exactly the same details within there. Okay. So now I've created the quote, I want to be able to send that quote via email. Again, from the screen here, I can click on the drop-down menu, send by email. And you can see here the template design for my email. So all of this is customizable. You can customize the template of the email body itself, and you can customize the attachments. So if we take a look at the sales quote, you can see here you can be able to customize that to show your client logo and whatever look and feel of the documentation that you require as a business. Okay. So at this point, obviously, we've sent the quote to the customer. We might get that signed quote back, and then we would process that through the company. So I could, at this point, convert the quote to order, obviously take that through to operations. They would dispatch the order and so forth. But just for the presentation today, I'm going to convert that straight to invoice so you can see that process. So back within Outlook again, click on my action menu at the top, and I can either make that to order or make to invoice. So I'm going to convert that quote to an invoice. say yes to that. Again, you can see that the invoice has been created within the body of Outlook. I just minimize Outlook. Again, you can see within Business Central that that sales invoice is straight away being created. Click on the invoice and you can see the details of that invoice that have been carried through from the quote to the order to the invoice as that's processed through. Okay, so the next stage will be to post the invoice itself. So I can post the invoice either again directly from Outlook or from within Business Central. Click on my menu, get the option to post. It's going to post and send that particular transaction. So again, you can change the body of what you would like it to say when you send in the invoice and how that invoice would look to the client. Okay, so the invoice has gone out to the customer. Obviously, the next point in that would be to convert that to cash, collect the cash. So I'll do this from within Business Central itself. So within Business Central, I am on my Business Central role center. I've got the option to create a cash receipt journal. So I select cash receipt journal here, go into my journal batch. And this is where I select where the customer payment's coming from, who that customer is, if I enter the amount in here, and also what that document applies to. So I can select through applies to, and it will come straight through into my customer screen, give me my list of outstanding invoices, select my invoice, and then it will apply to here. Before I actually make that posting of the cash, I can run a preview posting. So this will give you an overview of all the distributions of the cash before you actually make the post. Okay. So that's the process of running through from quote to cash, just to give you an introduction of working within Outlook, working with Business Central within Outlook. What the benefits of that would be is that you can reduce your initial learning. Most businesses use Office, most businesses use Outlook, so you can see that easy adoption from working within a familiar program. It also reduces the time in data entry process. You're not flicking and toggling between the two programs. You've got that quick response with its real-time integration between Outlook and Dynamics 365 Business Central. And you're reducing your response times to your customer because straight away in that inquiry, you're getting deep insights into the client, again, without having to flick through into another product. And the analytics and the suggested intelligence will give you that improved data accuracy because you're not having to rekey the data. It automatically suggests what you like to put and creates the lines for you. Okay, so to move through to our second demonstration, we'd like to run through a role-based demonstration as a business owner within the business. So in this scenario, I will run through how to gain quick access to financial reports and review the health of the company. I want to be able to identify trends and opportunities. I want to be able to review my customer history. And I just want a generally good overview of how I will manage my business using Business Central. So I'm going to do that using Business Central product in association with the standard KPIs and charts insights and Power BI. Okay, so first and foremost, review the health of the business. So one of the challenges and priorities of any business owner is having a clear understanding of the entire health of your business. Too often business owners don't have a clear understanding of how they are doing with sales, inventory levels, inventory valuations, things like project overruns and even margins because that data is not to hand. So this demonstration will show you a taster of how easily this information can be provided to the business owner through the Business Central dashboard. So Business Central comes with over 30 different role centers. So this is the role center for a business owner and this is the business owner's homepage. There's a wealth of information with quick access keys to metrics and activities. It's got color associated cues to draw your eye to things that need to be focused on, and these can all be customized to reflect the owner's different thresholds and requirements. I just scroll down, you'll be able to see that we have a quick glance of key indicators that drive the business. So we have rich visualizations of embedded reports. We can also embed Power BI reports in our dashboard to provide us with additional intelligent insights. We can select specific reports and delve into the details behind that. Okay, so essential to any business is obviously the sales of the business. We can provide quick access into key areas such as ongoing sales this month. So if I was to drive through into this section here, you can then see all of the details of the ongoing sales for that particular month. Okay, how can I use my dashboard to uncover trends and opportunities? So identifying trends can be timely and quite a frustrating process. It requires a lot of data manipulation and an intimate understanding of the underlying data. In many companies, this is quite a manual process which heavily relies on exporting to Excel and using Excel to manipulate those tools. So this demonstration today should show you how the use of Business Central and Power BI can transform your company's data into rich visuals, allow you to collect that data and organize it so you can focus on what matters. Okay. So moving from Business Central, we have our toggle at the top here. So Business Central is located in the same location as all your other Microsoft Cloud applications. So I'm able to use the app switcher at the top, go through to all my applications, and I'll choose Power BI. Okay, so now we're within Power BI. So rich data from any data source can be fed into your company dashboard. So the data that we're going to look at today, the data connection, allows you to pull data from Dynamics 365. And the reports that we look at on screen are a suite of reports that are available as standard. It allows you to drill down into the details. You've also got the ability to share these particular insights with others, and we'll show you that as we move through the demonstration. So if I was to take the customer dashboard as an example. So the customer dashboard is providing you with rich visual insights. So this enables you to make quick decisions easily by consuming that visual data. So again, in this example, if I wanted to highlight a specific area, so I want to have a look at my customer litwear, you can see that because of the interaction, it focuses all of the reports on litwear specifically. Okay. So moving back to my dashboard, Power BI has a component within that we call additional insights. So this is based on trends and historical data. So additional insights is a feature that is built upon a set of analytical algorithms, which allows people to get insights into their data in new and intuitive ways. So if I take our finance report here, this is our intelligent insights. And you can see here, we get a range of reports, quick insights into that data. So again, moving back to my reports, let's drill into finance and take a look at that a little bit further. So again, further rich insights and visualizations. It clearly demonstrates how simple and easy it is to make intelligent decisions. You can also then take these reports with you. You're able to take them offline if you don't have capabilities, or you might be going to a shareholder meeting. You want to be able to share these within a PowerPoint solution. So if I was to go at the top here, File, I can export that to PowerPoint. Takes all of that detailed data, all of my dashboards, and puts it into a PowerPoint format. I can then run through all of these dashboards within PowerPoint. If I do have an internet connection and I'm able to interact back with Power BI, I can actually interact live with these reports. So if I get a query around gross margin, for example, I'm able to select gross margin. It will take me back to my Power BI report, and then I can analyze that report from there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do as a business owner is review my customer history. So being able to chase down clients for outstanding balances is obviously one of the less rewarding tasks for a business owner, but the relationship that they have with the client is often the relationship that allows them to convince the customer to make priority payments. So how would we see that information within the system? So I'll come back to my app switcher at the top here. I'll go to Dynamics 365 and you'll be able to see any recent applications that you had been within. So I want to look at Dynamics 365. I want to go to my customers and I'll select my customer screen. So I'm back within Business Central, looking at my list of customers. I want to be able to run and see what outstanding money I have with that client. So I can come here to click on customer, click on statement, and it will run a statement of that particular client to screen. So I have all the information available within a couple of clicks to see all of the inflows and outflows of cash and to determine what impact that has on the business. So I'll move back to my Business Central dashboard. And the final thing that we wanted to look at as a business owner is being able to manage the business. So during this demonstration, we'll show how easy it is to manage the cash and ensure it's positive. Do we have the cash to stay in business? So obviously to manage the business, I do need access to my financial statements. So reporting options are all available from the screen and they can be run directly from the ribbon. So if I select Excel reports, so you've got a full suite of reports. And I will choose my accounts receivables. So straight away, it's pulled out my aged accounts receivables report into Excel. See at the bottom right-hand side here that this is refreshable. So as data changes within the system, there's a live interaction with this report within Excel, and it will update the data live as soon as you hit that refresh. Moving back to Business Central dashboard and how I might work with that, I have the search option at the top here. When I want to locate something that I don't have on my dashboard, I'm able to hit search. And I might want to look at customer trial balance, for example. So I start typing that within. Everything that relates to what I've typed will appear on the screen, and then I can select that report. And immediately it runs that report to screen for me. And I'm getting a quick snapshot, a quick summary of all of the balances of each of my customers within the business. Okay. So hopefully from the role-based demonstration, you can see how we've been able to review the health of the business, use Power BI to identify trends and opportunities. We've been able to review the customer history, run reports, and also manage the business by using the role center to produce key reports. Quickly and easily identify trends and spend a lot less time searching and more dedicated time to analysis. Okay, so I hope that gives you a good introduction into the capabilities of Business Central and also a little bit of a flavour of how you would interact with Business Central both through a process flow and through a role-based demonstration. Following this webinar, we are running a more detailed workshop on the 7th of March. So if you have any further interest and you want to look into deeper dive into different areas, then please contact Bytes and we'll look to arrange that for you. Okay.
Thank you, Sarah. Just wanted to check to see if anybody had any questions. If you do have any questions, please just pop them in the questions box on the right-hand side of the screen, and we can read them out, and Sarah can answer the best that she can. If you do think of anything that you would like to ask later, I mean, you can always reach out to a Bytes account manager or email tellmemore@bytes.co.uk, and we can direct your question to our representative at Quantic and Bytes. And as Sarah said, if you are interested in the workshop that's coming next month, then if you just fill out the details in the survey that pops up at the end of the webinar, and we can send you a link to register. So I do have a couple of questions, Sarah. Okay, so when sending a quote, is it possible to integrate e-signature functionality so that the customer can sign the quote or give a signed approval?
Okay, yeah, well, with that, we have the app source that we talked about. We're able to link an application through, such as DocuSign, so that any documents that you send out can be signed and then captured back within the system. So yes, you'll be able to do that.
Perfect. And also just another question, how easy is it to change from GP to Business Central?
Okay, there is an integration path between GP and Business Central, whereby we can take your data from GP using a series of tools and push that across to Business Central. So that's something that we would come and work with yourselves with as to what functionality you have in GP, what you would like to adopt from Business Central, and then we would work that through with you. But there are the tools there to make that move from GP to Business Central.
Great, wonderful. Well, that answers all the questions that we've got. As I said, if you do think of anything, please do get in contact with us post-webinar. And if you could fill out that survey at the end, that will just pop up. We really do appreciate your feedback, because it helps us to tailor our webinars and stuff moving forward. So yeah, thank you, Sarah, for your time today. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And I think that's all. Yeah, so have a great day.